So by itself. It's on the lateral side of the thigh. And then the other two, always together on the medial side, are the semis. Semitendinosus and the semimembranosus. And how do you know those? Well, semitendinosus has the letter T, and he said, think of this sits on top of the other one. Semitendinosus, because it has the letter T in it, that would be the top one, and then the membranosus is the one underneath it. Once he told me that, I never forgot the three muscles. So this one's all by itself, and then here are the two semis, and the tendinosus sits on top of the membranosus. Now it's deceiving because a lot of students think the membranosus is this tiny little muscle underneath the semitendinosus, but really it's quite large. If I could take the tendinosus off, you'd see a very large membranosus underneath it. So a lot of students don't really learn the membranosus. They think it's this little muscle. It's actually all this and all this. So if I took these muscles off, it's quite large. It's covered by the tendinosus, so it looks tiny. Okay, so those are the hamstring muscles.
It's both sides. Yeah.
Both sides. Both sides. It's really one muscle. If I could lift this up, you'd see it's one muscle. Okay? So there's that complex thigh. And that's how you should learn it, in different compartments. Lateral, anterior, medial, posterior. Can do the same thing with the leg. The last part is the leg. The anterior leg, the lateral leg, and the posterior leg. Learn it like that. So here's the anterior leg. There's a muscle that goes right down your tibia. It's in the front, right down the tibialis anterior. It's this guy right here. In fact, when you kind of pull your foot up, you can feel it bulge a little bit. That's your tibialis anterior. It runs right in front of the tibia. Next to that is called the extensor digitorum longus. So right next to it is the extensor. If you follow the tendons, they go to all your digits, all your toes. So all these are tendons to that muscle right there. So extensor digitorum, and it's kind of longus. So that's in the front of your leg, tibialis anterior and the extensor digitorum longus. On the lateral side of the leg is basically this one muscle called the fibularis longus. It runs along your fibula. Your fibula is right there. It runs right along there.
Number 35.
35, yep. And I guess you could also include 36. It looks like that could be part of it too. Although I think that's a separate little muscle there. I would go with 35.
Okay. I agree.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, in fact, this is the fibularis longus. I think this one's the fibularis brevis muscle, which is a smaller one. Go with 35. Okay. Then lastly is the back of your leg. And we have the gastrocnemius muscles, 37 and 38. These are the calf muscles, basically. And underneath it is the soleus. You can see a little bit of the soleus here. You can see a little bit of the soleus here.